Hey,
Good evening. How are you? How is everyone?
hey, I'm doing great here. Well, six people online. Okay, that must be a hit.
All right.
That's actually the first time we're going live, and my hands are shaky. How do you feel?
I'm fine. It's a pretty small crowd. I don't know. I don't have any stage fright. Whatever. I was already in the movie.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Hey, by the way, let's check that everything is okay in terms of audio settings, that people can hear us. My
Right.
microphone is right here. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, great. And the sound is good, so we don't have any echo. No, nothing like that.
Sounds fine to me.
Let's ask them. Hey guys, if you can hear us, then you can give us a little something. Okay, so emoji, whatever plus what usually guys like to send. Like if the sound is good, then just send us a like. Okay, all great. Everything is good. Okay, great. So today we're going to cover top 10 phrases that are related to food, but they're not just randomly about food. It's what normally Russians say, but they don't really know how to say exactly the same thing, but uh, speak in English.
Right.
And that might be actually interesting. So the first phrase is "голодный как собака", "голодный как волк", "голодный как волк", "голодный как собака". So
But we don't say hungry as a dog. We say hungry as a horse.
yeah, it's not a dog. Yes, it's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, dog's pretty small. So if we're gonna exaggerate or put some accent or stress on how hungry we are, it should be a pretty big animal, I'd say.
Right. So the phrase is "I could eat a horse." Yeah.
You could say that. I mean, I'm hungry as a horse, we say, or I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Yeah, two different things there, but yeah.
So the thing is, the way I want this live to be, because this is actually our first time, so we might have some fuck ups later, where so it's normal, quite okay. So I
Right.
don't want just to explain them each phrase to them, but I want to share our experience when
Right.
it actually happens.
Okay, so like, I came home from the gym at 6. All I had was a protein shake before, and I was so hungry I could eat a horse. Like, I mean, my stomach was in knots. I couldn't focus. I couldn't concentrate on anything, and everything in the refrigerator looked good, and I wasn't very picky about what I was eating at the moment because I was so hungry. Right.
Okay. Well, in my case, usually when I go to work and, for example, I run out of food, so there's nothing in my fridge. So when I
Mhm.
get back to work, there's nothing to eat, and I actually work 6 hours nonstop, so I don't have any breaks to grab a bite to eat. It's just that's how my schedule works. So I understand that when I come back home, there's nothing to eat, and I feel like I'm about to pass out. This is how bad it gets. So I can literally faint.
Literally
And
faint. You sure about that? Literally faint? Come on, man. It's a bit much.
well, yeah. When I drive, my hands get shaky. My whole body, like every inch of my body, trembles.
Uh-huh.
And I think it happens because my sugar level drops down. Um, uh, so I think that's why it happens.
Okay. All right. Maybe. Maybe. All right.
So I try not to do this. I try not to lead my system, my body to the point where I like fucking collapse, because I need to make sure that I feel okay. Yeah, like you said, because my stomach goes nuts.
Okay. All right. So your stomach goes nuts. All right. So let's go on to the next point of this. We're talking about being so hungry you could eat a horse, or to be
Yeah.
hungry as a horse, right? And
So I could eat a horse, like when I get that hungry, that much hungry. Okay, so that's how we go about this. Okay, that's a good start. So next, I'm well, с голоду умираю. С голоду умираю, не могу, как есть хочу. С голоду умираю. So the phrase is I'm starving.
okay.
I'm
Which
starving.
is, I mean, the same idea when you haven't eaten for a long time. And just like I gave the first example, finished in the gym, and my body was craving some calories, some new energy, proteins, and all that stuff. So I'm starving. It's like, I mean, you're just running on fumes. You're running on empty, and your stomach probably hurts, your concentration probably isn't there, and you need to replenish your energy stores.
Jesus, you're using so many cool phrases. Craving for. So craving for, it's like what? It's when you want something. What does it mean like?
Yeah. Like you probably say in Russian, like strasny желание. Да?
Yeah, like, yeah, I actually have this phrase. It's on our list. It's number 10. У меня есть страстное желание.
Right.
In Russian, we usually say like, слушай, так выпить хочется. У меня страстное желание набухаться, выпить, съесть бургер.
Right.
So, and the next phrase I said, like, I'm running on fumes.
Yeah, running on fumes, you're running on empty, right? There's like no gas left in the car. Another idiom, which isn't necessarily about food, but yeah, okay.
So let's say your system is an engine, yeah, and you're running on fumes. It means like, what happens if you run out of fumes? You stop functioning?
You're probably at the end. You're probably going to pass out, as you would say, right? So, hey, does anybody have any questions right now? Like, I mean, we should give them a minute or two to ask any questions.
Exactly, right. Otherwise, it's going to be just like a talk show. But as we say, like, hey, there's a call. Yeah. On a talk show, there's a call.
Something like that. Yeah. So if anybody's got any
guys, if you have any questions about the phrases we use, because anyway, later I will provide a transcript so you can get all those phrases explained with some examples. I think it will be extremely beneficial. You can watch this as many times as you want. So just to copy the way we talk. Okay, I have a few cool phrases to explain. Well, just to talk about when I feel that I'm starving. It's just 5. Okay, so I want to describe this feeling. Okay, my heart is racing so if I'm starving, my heart is racing, which means like it goes pretty fast. Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, my body trembles, my hands get shaky. Yeah. And I've got this mild tremor. Maybe I'm just getting older,
I'm about to, I don't know. I'm speechless right now. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, do you feed yourself? I mean, come on, dude. You're tremoring. You're passing out. You're getting tingling in the fingers, having panic attacks, heart attacks. You're getting old. Maybe older than me. I'll be 40 next month, and I think like you're aging faster than me, my friend.
Well, I'm running on fumes, as you said.
Yeah. Okay. So, find the fountain of youth, please.
The last thing which happens, some people may, and it's and I'm also the case. I get lightheaded. I guess but that can happen to you too. I remember you've told me about this once.
Usually when I'm in the banya, I get lightheaded.
Oh, banya. And when you puff?
When you smoke a cigarette, you can get lightheaded too, which I don't really do much. It's a very bad habit that I do very rarely. Thank you. Thank you for airing my dirty laundry, my bad habits. What's wrong with you?
Airing my bad laundry. That's a good phrase, okay?
Dirty.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, next phrase, okay, number 3 on our list. Я объелся. Объелся, встать не могу, полный живот, объелся. Русские часто это говорят, so Russians say this every time. Especially when they have one of those picnics next to a lake or a pond in a park. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see a lot of people like this idea of having a picnic in a small city park.
I haven't seen that, I don't think.
Well,
maybe. I lived in Russia for 11 years. I don't recall that experience, but all right. So what's that mean? Like, what? I'm stuffed, or I'm full?
Okay, right. I'm stuffed. Okay. Yes. Or another one, you say I'm full. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, let's say New Year's dinner in Russia. I mean, I'm stuffed by 10 in the evening, but the food doesn't stop and the alcohol till 4 in the morning at least. And then you wake up the next day and you do it all over again. It's like constantly I'm stuffed, I'm full during the New Year's holidays in Russia.
I can tell you about this bad habit. Probably, my mom passed this habit on to me. Because in Russia we have this strange tradition. One night, during the whole year, everyone sits down. We sit at the table. They're like literally bowls, basins of food. You have A salad, so like it's just imagine a basin of salad. So it's a
Okay.
lot of salad that you cannot digest. It's just impossible. So this food is being made for a few days. So that's how long you eat it. But of course, it's hard to control how much you eat. So your stomach starts hurting because first of all, you eat at night, you drink,
Hmm.
you also have to dance. Yes, and lying down doesn't really help. So that's why some Russians they have this remedy, a little secret. They take two pills of alcohol,
Charcoal. Yeah.
charcoal, okay, or
Yeah.
I'm sure Russians they know alcohol.
Okay.
Uh, so it kind of like helps your digestive system.
Isn't that
Again,
why they drink vodka too?
probably yes. It's probably because you just don't feel anything. So it's a painkiller.
Maybe. No, I would say like whenever I drink vodka and eat a lot of food, it tends to go weather, and I think it speeds up the digestion process. At least that's what I've been told at many different parties. Like you take some shots of vodka when you're eating food, and it yeah
It can
keeps things running
speed up. It can speed up what? Speed up
your
this
metabolism.
metabolism. Yeah. Well, so two pills of this remedy, this drug, this medicine, and you can get back to normal. It will take you maybe an hour. So you can start another vicious circle of eating and filling your stomach up with food.
Right.
All right, next phrase. Okay, on our list number 4. Есть по ночам. Есть по ночам. Просыпаться. Есть по ночам. Люди
Mm.
часто это делают. Есть по ночам.
I don't want to eat something.
To eat something late at night. Yeah.
Oh, to have a midnight snack, maybe.
Oh, midnight snack. That's a good one. Okay, so let's write it down.
Like when I wake up and my stomach's grumbling, I know I have to go to the refrigerator and just eat a small piece of something. So I have a midnight snack. It might be a couple of cookies because I have a sweet tooth. Maybe a small sandwich, some meat. But
What do you say about your tooth? Your tooth, like
I have a sweet tooth.
oh, sweet tooth. What does it mean?
It means you're somebody who cannot live without sweets.
Uh-huh.
In Russian, I think it's like sladieshka.
Sladkayashka. Sladkayashka. Yeah, right.
Okay, my pronunciation is terrible. Okay.
That's okay. I can help. So that's why it's good. So like it's Russian American.
Right.
Sladkayashka. Have a sweet tooth.
It's never good, of course, to like, I don't know, like I'll eat cookies at night or I'll like cheesecake I love. And the next day I regret it. And I tried to like cut sugar out of my diet completely. But I just couldn't do it. I could not give it up.
So which means like cut it out. It means you remove sugar from your diet. It's no longer on your list of things you eat.
Right. I cut back on it. I reduced, but impossible for me to cut it out completely. I live in Turkey where there's like baklava, kunefe. Turkish sweets are amazing. So
you have a lot of temptations, my friend.
Too many.
Too many.
Too many.
How can you withstand? Where's your willpower to stand against all those sweets?
It's weak. Almost non-existent some days. Honestly speaking, the sweets here are too good to resist.
So, regarding me, I try not to eat a lot before going to bed because I understand that it's very hard to go to sleep on a full stomach. Go to sleep. Can I say this? Go to sleep on a full stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Okay. It's because if I try to fall asleep and I manage. It takes me like 30 minutes. Then I have the most horrible nightmares.
Really?
Like some monsters. They want to eat me up.
Okay. I have a hard time believing that, but okay. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, and you know what doctors say that your body cannot digest all that amount of food that you've eaten. Is because you're supposed to be sleeping, right? Everything slows down.
Right, your metabolism slows down, so like you shouldn't go to bed with a lot of food inside you, otherwise it'll just turn to fat. It'll be stored as fat.
So what happens to all that food inside your stomach?
It becomes fat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you gain. What's that phrase? Gain. Прибавляешь весе.
Maybe you put on some weight.
Put on some weight. Okay. Gain a few pounds. Yeah.
Right, right. Or kilograms if you live in Russia or Europe or
Kilograms.
anywhere else in the world except for the USA, I think. So, yeah.
Right. Mhm.
Hey, does anybody have any questions right now? Because it's just a lot of listening going on, but we might want to check in with your followers and see if they have anything they want to ask.
I am looking at them as well as we speak. So, and I guess they're just swamped by I don't know how many expressions we use, and maybe they're just they're watching this in awe, in awe. Not everything becomes bad. Okay, not everything becomes okay. I like this. This is a good argument.
How old are you? If you're younger, of course, your metabolism is a lot faster. But when you're almost 40, you can't go to sleep on the full stomach and stay slim and trim. You'll definitely put the pounds on and get some love handles, at least.
I think this man is relatively young. He's probably in his 20s, maybe early 20s, and that's why he can say this. But yeah, when you you have just passed your midlife crisis, everything slows down.
Yeah, I'm going through my midlife crisis at the moment, actually. So I'm in the zone for that, for sure.
I'm sure you're gonna pull through. You're gonna get through this.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
So that's a good argument, and we're probably going to discuss it right now because the next phrase, number 6, привередлив в еде. Такой привередливый. То не нравится, это ем, это не ем. Привередливый такой.
I can't stand something?
Yeah, but the phrase is being a picky eater.
Oh, yeah, okay. So being a picky eater, that's the very different then, right? I mean, you'd be a picky eater if, like, you go to a restaurant and you look at the menu and you're like, well, I can't have the fish because it has mushrooms on it, and I can't have the beef because it has onions. And a picky eater is somebody who is just like very, very specific about what they will or will not eat, right?
Exactly, yes.
That's
exactly it. And in my case, when I go and I try not to be picky eater, but there's certain things that happened in my life when I was a kid. One of the nannies, caregivers, probably you call, or nannies, teachers, okay, she made me eat a big chunk of fat. Just process this stuff for a while. Okay?
Salo, yeah?
Yeah, salo, yes.
Yeah.
I was the only kid because everyone actually went to sleep because we have this napping time, throughout the day you have. And she forced me to swallow it. The result was awful. I puked.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm very picky with Russian food. Like, I hate holodets. I don't like salo. I don't like liver. Like, oh my God. I worked at a kids camp and I ate liver like every day for a week and got sick every day. Yeah. And Russian soups I don't like much. But like, man, like holodets, who would ever think that's something that's delicious and should be eaten? So when it comes to Russian,
how do you say that?
Huh?
It has a word. Okay.
It's like maybe meat jelly, something like that.
Meat jelly is good.
Maybe that's what we call it, but it's pretty rare in my parts. I had never heard of it or seen it until I started living in Russia. So, yeah, I'm extremely picky with Russian food, but Georgian food, I'll eat anything.
Yeah. Well, but it's pretty spicy. I used to live with Georgians, and I can tell you that it might be spicy. When I was first introduced to their regular salad, just vegetable salad, I don't know, I had to accompany that salad with 6 glasses of water. 6.
Or wine, or maybe Georgian wine. No?
Well, come on, I was only 12. I couldn't drink that much.
Okay. All right.
So a few more phrases, regarding this being a picky eater. Okay, so it's when you cannot stand certain foods. Yeah.
Right.
Due to it's a good connector. Okay. Due to the fact that maybe you were traumatized when you were a kid, like in my case.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Adejersky's the best. That's my favorite.
Huh? Yeah. You
I
like
was
it?
looking at Harsh's comment. He says, I love hachapuri.
Hachapuri.
Hachapuri is the best.
Oh,
Like, it
hachapuri
doesn't
is
get
good.
better.
Okay, so.
Hinkali, hachapuri, some cha-cha. That's a good night. That's a great night, actually.
All right, a few more phrases, okay, guys, and then we go to number 7. Okay, so picking at my plate, ковыряться в тарелке. We also say this, что ты там ковыряешься в тарелке? Давай уже ешь. So why you're picking at your plate? Come on, finish this up.
Because we're children, we don't like to eat what our parents force us to eat. I remember, like, whenever my mom would make peas or beets, like svikla, goro, to me it was like the worst thing in the world. So I just kind of like spread them around on the plate to give this illusion that, hey, it's gone. But she'd come around and scoop everything back together and say, hey, finish your meal. And I just kind of pick at it, eating it slowly, the least amount possible, until she finally released me from the table.
That was the whole strategy. That I did exactly the same thing. Okay, Hinkali.
I
Okay,
love Hinkali too. Yeah, Hinkali's great.
We have a lot of foodies today around us. It's good.
I think cha-cha is the best when it comes to Georgian cuisine, right?
Oh, it's about 60 degrees, I guess. It's pretty strong.
60%. We do not say 60 degrees.
Oh, yeah,
about
percent.
That.
60%. I feel like it's good.
Yeah, it's really
good
strong.
to have.
And it's very clean.
60%. Okay, not degrees. Degrees is about temperature, yes, but that's percent.
Right.
Okay, that's why it's good to have a native speaker. Okay, so the next one. People can't be picky about food if it goes slightly bad.
What?
Yep.
People. Is this a motto to live by, or what are you talking about here? If it goes slightly bad, people can't be picky? Yes, King's Maruli is great red wine too. I agree, Tinto.
Goes bad. It's just like, okay, well, not everyone can afford a nice meal. So like, if it's slightly bad, okay, so you can still eat it. It's not like you're gonna get food poisoning.
Oh, I thought you said if it goes bad. I don't think that you should eat it if it's going bad. Like, who wants to do that?
Okay, if we talk about, let's say you buy cream or coffee, yes, and there's it's called expiration date, expiry date, yeah.
Expiration date, right?
Can you say expiry date too?
Maybe that's British, but I would say
expiration date. Or another way of saying this, best before, yeah.
Fast. What? One more time.
Best before. It's like best before end.
Best before a certain date. Yeah.
So let's say that what do we say? Like it's one day past. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one day past, and so what? If it smells okay, you're really going to pay attention. You're going to be picky about this cream. No, you're going to use it, right?
It depends on if it's smelling off. I mean, if it smells off, or if it has a funny taste or a bit of green mold or something. No, I'm not touching.
What are you talking about? The one day past and green mold is already formed?
I think it depends on where you live. It depends on the humidity, the weather, if it's dry, if it's wet, many factors. You left it out all night. You left it out too long. Yeah.
Okay, great. Oh, it's good. So see, our followers, I see that they've become more active.
They're getting hungry, and I think they want to have a party with George and Chacha. I think that's the idea.
You know what? It's becoming a new trend to go live and drink with your followers.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's a thing in Russia. I mean, no, in Russia it's definitely a thing. But I'm thinking about
a thing in Russia to drink everywhere with your friends or followers, right? So not just with your followers online. Yeah.
But then, what kind of message do you send to people who watch this live?
I don't know. My Russian becomes much better after a few shots.
All right. Okay. So number seven. Okay. Перекусывать в течение дня. Перекусывать, вот там хватать что-то, перекусывать в течение дня.
That would be, let's say, to eat a bit throughout the day.
Okay.
That's how I'm translating. I'm just kind of guessing from your Russian, but
yeah. It's okay. That's true. That's the game. Okay, so that's
right.
How about if we say like I snack a lot throughout the day?
There we go. Yeah, I snack a lot throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like,
bingo, jackpot. Okay, so not degrees percent. Okay, my mistake. All right. So I snack a lot throughout the day. I'll tell you this little problem. I work for one company here in Estonia, and I see that we have a lot of sweets. So people come and go. It's like nonstop traffic of people. Everyone grabs something, and I think what they don't realize that they gain weight. They put on some weight in a very easy way because they don't understand how many calories they take, they get.
Consume,
Consume.
eat.
Okay, consume. Consume
Okay.
is good. Consume. How many calories they consume on a daily
Basis.
basis. Very, very good. I don't like when you finish. Okay. So they do not watch their weight, and then later they get surprised. Why am I so fat? And some of them even tell me like, "Oh, I don't eat anything. I don't eat anything. I don't eat anything. I skip my breakfast, and I only have dinner." But then throughout the day, they snack a lot.
I think there's two trains of thought on that, because I
Okay.
think, like, when I say I snack throughout the day, for me it's like I eat maybe 5 small meals throughout the day, and I eat vegetables or fruits, and I don't eat garbage, so I don't eat junk food. And if I snack, I have a handful of nuts in between meals. That's great because that keeps you full. And but if you're snacking a lot throughout the day and you're eating ice cream and donuts and pizza and junk food,
Chocolate,
of
yeah.
course that's gonna be bad for you. So snacking throughout the day is not just a negative, for sure.
So Mr. Cat, I'm not a cat. Mr. I'm not a cat is saying company wants to poison employees. Uh, okay, that's
I
fine.
don't know who is that guy. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so, how is that related to this conversation or what we're talking about, Mister?
Uh,
I'm
I think it's a joke. Okay, so
okay.
it's probably just joking. Okay, so but
No,
of
I'm
course,
just understanding how he's connected. What he wants to say. All right. So let's go on to the next one here. Yeah.
the next one is заедать стресс. Нервничаю постоянно, заедаю стресс.
Stress eating.
Very good. Stress eating or emotional eating. Yeah.
And then we call it comfort food when you're sad, when you're upset. I
Comfort
like
food.
to comfort food, right? It gives you good feelings, like when you're depressed or something. Some people just grab a huge box of ice cream and just devour it, eat it all. Or for me, it's like comfort
Devour,
food.
пожирают. Devour, пожирать.
Yeah,
Okay.
comfort food for me is like, let's say I have a hangover one day. I'm like, oh, I just need to order a couple of pizzas. That's comfort food for me. Not stress eating though.
So
Like,
how do you say this? Like comfort food. Like in a sentence, what would it be like? Hey, honey, give me some comfort food. No.
I guess it's not really something we really say as much as just label.
Oh,
Like my comfort foods
my
are
comfort food.
the
Okay.
things that make me happy, the foods that make me happy. My comfort food is quinoa. That's pretty healthy. And chocolate baklava. That's definitely my comfort food. It always puts me in a good mood. It just tastes so good.
Okay. Okay. So stress eating is usually probably takes place during the night. So it's also night eating to me. That's when people normally stress eat.
Okay.
So snack it at night. Okay. Next one. Жить не могу без кофе.
I can't live without something.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Or у меня пристрастие. Вот кофе это вообще, без кофе мне никак. Кофе моя зависимость. Я завишу от кофе.
I'm addicted to coffee.
I'm addicted, right? Yes. That's a good phrase.
Yeah.
So what are your addictions? I'm sure you have your food addictions. What are you addicted to?
Quinoa. I eat quinoa every day. I don't eat white pasta, like pasta noodles, white rice. I've completely substituted them out for quinoa because it's really healthy. And I mix it in my salads. I make it as like a bed for my fish, if I make red fish or something like that. So I can't live, and plus it has lots of BCAAs, like amino acids, and it's good for synthesizing proteins and building muscle. So okay. I can't live without that. And when it comes to junk food,
yeah, дерьмовая еда. Неполезная, нездоровая еда. Okay.
I won't use that in English. I won't swear on here. I'll keep it PG rated. I can't live without like Turkish sweets like chocolate baklava or pistachio baklava.
Here he goes again. Here he goes again.
I'm telling you, I'm crazy. I'm gonna go buy some after this. Really, I'm so hungry now. I'm truly, my stomach is just turning nuts, and I'm
We
starving.
want a story, okay? So if you're going out buying something, we want a story.
You want a story? Okay. All right. And I might have a few drinks tonight because today's the first day when our COVID restrictions have lifted since
Oh,
October. So
okay. Mm-hmm.
all the cafes close at 9 until today. And tonight everything's open, bars, clubs. So I'm gonna probably have a crazy story in the morning.
Is up on that, okay? Полегче с этим. Is up on that because you know how contagious this thing is. I don't want you to get sick again.
Again, what do you mean again?
Well, you were sick in January, remember? You got COVID.
Yeah, now I'm vaccinated though. I'm good.
Well, don't push your luck. So don't
I'm
push your luck, okay?
I'm going out to have a good time tonight, man.
I cannot reason with you, okay?
You can't control a man going through a midlife crisis.
Just because it's gonna get worse, right? So
it's gonna get better.
My story a little fast, okay? Addicted. I think I used to be addicted to drinking coffee, and I used to drink like 2 cups of coffee every day. But 3 weeks ago, I promised myself that I would уберу coffee, cut it out, yes?
Cut it out. Mm-hmm.
Cut it out from my diet completely. And I can tell you that I decided to go on this diet, I can say, and it's quite easy for me to stick to this diet. Of course, sometimes I may be tempted by the smell, especially if I pass by a nice coffee shop.
Right.
But even despite having all those temptations around me, my willpower is still strong because I understand that when I drink coffee, my stomach goes nuts. Growling. It's growling, yeah? Can I say that?
Yeah, it growls. But at the same time, it also boosts your metabolism, and you can burn some extra calories having an espresso or two.
I'm sure there are a lot of different ways how to speed up or increase the level of my metabolism. There's not just coffee, right?
No, yeah. And there's other ways too.
And the last one on today, on our top 10 food phrases that очень сложно сказать по-английски, перевести с русского на английский, что может сказать русский, но не скажет американец. Окей. Есть в сухомятку. Есть в сухомятку.
Dry something?
Yeah, сухая еда. Like bread when you
bread. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, the phrase is, it was hard, but I found this. Don't fill up on bread.
Yeah, I guess, when you go into a restaurant, they always give you a free bread bowl or, breadsticks. And it's like, hey, here's your free compliment. And people eat a lot of that, and then it kind of spoils the meal because they won't have room for the main course. Or even more importantly, dessert after the main course for me. So, yeah, you fill up on bread, your stomach can't, hold anything else.
Very good, because you're just reading my mind. The phrases I decided to have to explain this thing and talk about this, I'll tell you a few things. Well, my mom used to tell me this a lot because she would say, hey, if you fill up on bread, then you will get constipated.
Okay. I don't know if that was like a threat. Was that supposed to scare you? And you're like, Mom, what's constipation? I would be pretty confused. Like, all right, Mom, I'm gonna keep eating bread then. And then you're like, for 5 days, why haven't I pooped, Mom? Yeah, that's kind of.
And she tried to explain to me, she tried to talk some sense into me. Like she would say, due to the fact that bread does not help your digestive system at all because you don't have enough water, you don't have enough fiber. And fiber actually helps you move all that stuff down, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Well, technically speaking. Okay,
right.
Without, I don't want to go into detail.
Into graphic detail, we don't need to do that. It's definitely not R-rated live show here. Okay.
But the phrase is go into graphic detail, yeah?
Right.
Okay, good. Без деталей, без подробностей. We say okay. So, and she would say, if you fill your stomach up with bread, then there will be no room for the good stuff.
Right, and plus bread is just empty calories anyways, nothing but carbohydrates, углеводы, and it's just gonna synthesizing the fat, and you'll be carrying it around on your hips.
Yeah. Oh, hips, my hips. Okay. Well, that's my weak spot.
Oh, really?
All right. So that was our top 10. That was our first try, and I will have to transcribe this, so that I will prepare a transcript, and Josh and I will provide some examples, because we have been using a lot of cool phrases, guys. So that's how. Yeah.
We naturally just use way more than 10. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're probably close to 30, and they probably couldn't even picked up on all of that, because they're phrasal verbs, different idioms. So in the transcript, we got to make sure we give them that Russian translation of it, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to do this, because
Okay.
I can show it to you guys real fast. Okay, just one more minute of your precious time. Okay, so right here, like as you can see, I got a phrase, let's say, and then on the right, I got some phrases that can accompany the phrase. Because when you talk about this, you need to make sure that you find proper collocation to help you talk about a specific thing. Because you saw that today I made a few mistakes, and we all make mistakes. The important part is to be able to communicate. So don't sweat about mistakes, because if you have a native speaker, they can always give you helping hand, like not degrees, but percent. Because I used to say degrees all the time, and now that I have you in my life, you talk in percent.
Oh, you sound so desperate. All right, so.
All right, thank you for your likes and hearts. We like that so much. Love. So see you next Thursday. And if you want to get the transcript, the only thing you have to do is just to mention our talk show in your stories, so that more people can learn and join this great Thursday night show.
Thursday evening.
Yeah, it's not night, actually. Technically, it's still evening. It is evening. Okay, thanks a bunch. That was really useful. Okay, anything you want to say before we
No, it was good. It was a good first try with this. And like you were saying about making mistakes, that shouldn't, don't let mistakes limit you. Because, I mean, if you're afraid of making mistakes, you're going to be afraid to speak. And that's just going to slow your progress and your development in English. So always be free in what you do and be confident, and it will come easier and new opportunities will arise.
That's good. Okay, I like what you said. Okay, thank you. Pleases my mind. Okay, you go get your stomach stuffed.
Stuffed and a few drinks. I think I'm going to have a few gin and tonics tonight down at the bar.
And don't call me tomorrow morning, because I'm sure you will have that horrible hangover.
I had no plans to call you in the morning. Never have any plans to call you in the morning. All right. I'll see you soon. See you guys.
Okay,
Come
see you
back next
soon.
week.
Bye, guys.